Carolina. What if I told you a team who traded away a former franchise pass rusher for little to nothing gets a second chance at a top 10 talent that falls to the second round? Only problem is they don't want to pay him. Are the Carolina Panthers about to make a fatal mistake again? Hey everybody, welcome back to 1995 The Roar, a channel by a fan for the fans, restoring the roar. If you're new to the channel, do me a favor, man, hit that like button, share, subscribe. We're growing, let's continue to grow, get the algorithm on our side. Leave a comment about today's topic. Today's topic entails Nic Scourton, former Texas A&M and Purdue edge rusher, is in a contract standout, a holdout, prior to training camp. Are we about to see a top 10 edge rusher who slid to the second round not even be on the roster? Well, for that information, we got to transition to our next take, the first roar. In today's first roar, we're here to talk about Nic Scourton's contract dispute. If you guys don't know, all rookies' contracts are predetermined by the CBA. We'll get into the numbers in the next segment. But a lot of these guys only get a portion of that up front. And the lower you get drafted, the less money you get guaranteed. Now, football's a brutal game. Trust me, I have the scars that remind me. So I don't blame anybody who wants more of their money. But the question is he worth it? Well, we talked about it on last episode and his impact on the game, which we'll recap here shortly. Ultimately, I'm kind of frustrated with the Carolina Panthers. I know making a change and guaranteeing second-round money will set a shockwave throughout the years to come for multiple players, as far as even second-rounders going on to other teams and even our teams in the future. But at the end of the day, man, if you value somebody, if you believe in somebody, if you feel like you got a steal of a deal, just pay them. You know what I mean? I don't understand why the Carolina Panthers are making this mistake all over again. We let Brian Burns go for $2 in a bag of Funyuns, and now we have a great opportunity with a future pass rusher who could be a star, if you believe in him. I mean, he slid to us in the second round when he had a top 10 grade on him. I'm not sure what's going on here. And I think Carolina's scared because the entire sentiment across the NFL is you don't pay second rounders X amount of guarantee, right? So because of that narrative, you don't want to be the first guy to go back and break that narrative, in which they're not. There already been two players that have already gotten first round guarantees or second round fully guaranteed contract in the past. But nobody wants to keep that narrative going as far as making a change. It almost, and I hate to do this, it almost reminds me of the entertainment industry. Do anybody know about the black artists when they used to sing and Temptations and stuff like that? Nobody wanted to bear that color line, right? As long as the color line, you had the Caucasian, you had the African American music, and nobody wanted to kind of cross that color line until somebody said, hey, there's money in this black music, let's incorporate that, all right? And now what was two separate lines now became merge. You don't want to be the first guy to merge this line on the contract to now where this wave of second rounders think they deserve fully guaranteed. But ultimately, Panthers do right. Come on, man. What's funny to me is that we're willing to pay a first round number 1 overall pick who hasn't made the playoff and has a losing record, $40 million guaranteed with the number 1 overall pick, and could keep making excuses, spending a bunch of money to get him help just for him to lose and just for us not to make the playoff with no problem, fully guaranteed. But a guy who can help out, get pass rush, fix some of these holes with a bright upside, we got questions and reservations. Hey, what is the world coming to? That's it for my first roar. Let's move on to my next segment, the CAT scan. On this segment of today's CAT scan, we'll take a little deeper dive into contract obligations when it comes to Nic Scourton. Now look, man, according to the CBA, if you look on your screen here, you'll see where a lot of these guys' contract, or everybody's rookie contract, is predetermined, right? Something that's always been, how it's always going to be. And usually first rounders get fully guaranteed money. But last year, something happened. Jaden Higgins of the Texans and Carson Schwinger for the Browns. First round, the first two selections in the second round got fully guaranteed deals, which pretty much opened the floodgate for what we're dealing with now. Now, because of that, everybody wants fully guaranteed deals. And no, I'm not opposed to not every second round to getting their deal. I understand that, okay? Just because you fall to the second round and you feel like you're a first round talent, no, that don't mean you deserve your fully guaranteed deal. But there is exception to these rules. You got players who had first round grades on them, first round production. And sometimes just because teams in the first round don't know how to draft doesn't mean that your talent should be devaluated, right? How many times have we seen somebody who was a phenomenon of a stud absolutely fall to the second round? And they had production in college, they're reliable, they've been healthy. Teams just don't know how to draft. Does that mean I got to lose out money because you don't know how to draft? No, man. Or the opportunity presented itself for you to get me at a lower price? No. You know what I mean? So I don't blame them for that, man. Like, if you're worth it, you put production to back it up, pay the man. You know what I mean? But if you're a second rounder pick and you know you were kind of teetering on second or third round kind of value, then you don't need to be fully guaranteed. That's all I'm saying. He was ranked the number 3 pass rusher out of this previous class. Over 14 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, and 18 pressure. That was third coming out of college behind my Georgia Bulldog, Mikael Williams. All right. According to the CBA, Nic Scourton is due to make $8.6 million with a $2.6 million signing bonus. Now, I understand him wanting full guaranteed. Me personally, look, man, football's a brutal game. I have received broken bone, broken ankle, stuff like that. So if you feel like you're a first-round evaluation and you know you're going to go out there and go hard, 110%, why not get paid? That's all I'm saying. Get paid for what you're worth. And I think he is. No matter how discomforting this is for Panthers fans and even Nic Scourton himself, I got to remind you this is a business. And part of business is negotiation. So no matter how long it takes, you still got to understand that there is a financial aspect to it. I'm just hoping Carolina doesn't blow this opportunity, trying to be politically correct here. You prayed for a team to, what is your goal? You prayed for a team to be competitive, a team to bring you a Super Bowl, a team that wins, or are you trying to save a dollar? You know what I mean? So if you're trying to save a dollar, change the team to Salvation Army Panthers, and let's get as many coins as possible. But, you burned Brian Burns. He didn't necessarily do right by that when it comes to even trading him away and getting the most value out of him, okay? And now we're hedging pennies over production. That's all I got for you for today's cat scan, man. Let's hope we can get it right, man. I'll skip to the last segment and give my final growl. On today's episode, I decided to skip to the last growl. I didn't really have any news on the Paul report. I will say this, Carolina Panthers, do right by your players, okay? I know what the stigma is as far as second rounders and not wanting to pay them fully guaranteed. But we're not in a position to play semantics here, okay? We're building something special. You believe in Bryce. You build that offensive line. Now you got a rookie who essentially fell to you with a first-round grade for little to nothing, right? $8.6 million fully guaranteed is nothing. We're paying $40 million for an overrated quarterback. So shell out a few more dollars for a pretty good edge rusher, right? But what do I know? I'm just a guy with a cat on his head. That's all I got for you guys. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, like, share. This was going to be a real quick one. I got stuff to do, man. God bless you. Shout out to my 1995ers out there. This is the Roar, man. Hey, listen, man. Ford fans, buy a fan. Paws up, keep pounding.